If I should ask you what you think you are looking at, you'd probably see the statue of a man and his robe. But what you're looking at is actually more disturbing. You see, this is not a dress. It's actually the skin of Bartholomew. After Jesus' ascension, many of the disciples dispersed to preach the gospel in different regions of the world. Bartholomew journeyed to areas that are now modern-day Iran and Turkey, and he also journeyed to Ethiopia and Armenia. When he arrived at Armenia, he visited the temple of the idol Astaroth and met the lame, the blind, the deaf, and other disabled persons there. At the time, it was reported that some of them were getting healed, while others weren't. But as soon as Bartholomew set foot in that temple, everything ceased. The idols that would usually talk to the priests stopped talking to them. Everywhere was just silent. The people of Armenia couldn't bear this silence anymore, and they had to go to another idol to consult to find out what the problem was. And that idol told them that it was because the apostle Bartholomew was there, and that if Bartholomew would step foot into that temple, that even he would go silent. And this infuriated them, and then they went to get Bartholomew. As they arrived, they met him conducting deliverance on a lady, and he did expel the demon. The king Ptolemy's heard of this deliverance and was also interested because he had a daughter who was possessed of a demon, and he requested for Bartholomew. And God used the apostle to deliver the king's daughter too. The king was so excited that he was willing to hear about this Jesus that Bartholomew was preaching about. Eventually, the king got converted to Christianity alongside 12 other cities in the state. The idolatrous priests were having none of this, and so they took the complaints that they had to the king's brother Astyages, who was ruling another portion of Armenia. And because he was deeply rooted in idolatry, he also shared in their grievance and invited Bartholomew under the guise of wanting to hear his instruction. When Bartholomew showed up, he told him to sacrifice to their gods, and that if he didn't do that, he was going to be tortured mercilessly. Of course, you know what the apostle chose. However, when the king's brother said torture, what would come next is not something you would expect, as he commanded that the entire skin of Bartholomew be peeled off of his body. The whole thing went on, and Bartholomew did not die. In fact, while they were doing what they were doing, he was even praising God amidst that pain. This infuriated the king's brother so much that he ordered that they behead him. And that was how Bartholomew went on to be with the Lord.